Rain started blowing sideways. Probably hard enough to go straight through block.
I look, and this sign is literally falling down onto that car right there.
Now at 11, wild weather batters the Bay Area, flipping cars, ripping off roofs, uprooting trees, and damaging homes. Dennis will let us know if we're in the clear. Good evening. I'm Jamison Euland.
And good evening. I'm Wendy Ryan. Thanks for joining us. Dozens of tornadoes popped up on radar tonight, and one may have touched down in Pinellas County. We have live team coverage. Our Chris Martinez is at a gas station in St. Petersburg where a canopy collapsed, trapping a woman in her car. And our Rebecca Medina will show you how people are coming together to help an elderly man save his damaged business. But we begin with Dennis Phillips. And Dennis, I know the radar has calmed down for the Bay Area, but South Florida is getting slammed right now, aren't they?
Absolutely, Wendy. I mean, the same line of storms that barreled through the Bay Area has now moved right on down to the southern sections of the state. In fact, really, we are looking at the possibility of additional tornadoes across a good portion of South Florida right on through the evening. But I want to show you something here. This is pretty amazing. This is a look at what our Titan Doppler radar looked like at about 7 o'clock this evening. A dozen tornadoes stacked up from Hardee County, DeSoto County, right on down toward Venice, eastern Manatee County. Amazing. I've worked in this market 17 years, lived in Florida up to 25 years. I have never seen anything like this, with the exception of maybe Hurricane Charlie, and certainly not since the no-name storm. So it truly was an amazing event. But now, as you can see, in terms of rainfall, the rains are winding down quickly. So while South Florida is picking up some rough weather, the Bay Area, we're looking good. In fact, the good news out of this, check out a look at the overall rainfall totals. I guess my 100% chance of rain, the fears of that was a little unfounded because everybody got rain. Every single place in the Bay Area got at least an inch of rain, some areas up to 2 inches of rain. But along with this, check out the line of storms as they move through Citrus County at about 3 o'clock. Look at the wind shear marker, 115 to 130 mile-an-hour winds reported just above the surface. So you see, while they never made it down, they were very, very close. And this is why, at the beginning, we had all those tornado warnings covering the entire area. But as we head to tomorrow, a lot of changes. And, of course, Gasparillas this weekend. We'll take a closer look at that coming up in a couple of minutes. But first things first, we're going to continue with our team coverage of the damage. And Chris Martinez, we were talking about this at the 5 o'clock hour. You had a rough go of it getting to St. Pete. And once you did, there was plenty of damage out there as well. Chris?
A lot of damage, Dennis, that's right. And this is among the worst right here and the most dangerous we found. Take a look at this gas station awning. Now, folks out here really believe this was a tornado, but whether this was a tornado or just heavy winds, whatever it was, with ease, it toppled this thing over, almost costing one woman her life.
From this angle, it doesn't look good, but it's not until you see what's left of this Buick from here that you realize just how bad it is.
You heard the typical freight train sound? I said, dude, we're in a tornado.
Store clerk Wendell Welker says those words had just escaped his lips when he saw the awning at his gas station come crashing down right on top of a customer's car just seconds after she got in it. From the floor of his store, he called 911, not knowing firefighters were watching from their fire station right across the road.
Kind of looked like it had lifted a little bit before it came down.
Within seconds, Ron Bennett and his team were already working on getting the driver out, amazed themselves to find her fully in one piece.
We could hear her speak to her verbally. She was fine. She said she was all right. She was pinned, but she was fine.
It would take firefighters 40 minutes to get that woman out as a crowd gathered to watch that delicate work and marvel at the damage the storm left behind. Everyone here all eager to share their own stories of what had just passed through.
There was a blast of air, and it shook the whole building.
It was just so strong. Everything's just going like this.
Rain started hitting us like this, sideways, on both sides of the condo. Then it was gone.
Gone in a matter of minutes. The worst of the storm moved out as fast as it moved in, leaving those right in the thick of it with a new perspective of just how powerful Mother Nature can be.
Never seen this, and I'm from the great windy city of Chicago, and I've seen some crazy stuff, but this was pretty wild.
And of course, the best news out here, the woman that was in that car, we are told, was taken to the hospital with just some very, very minor injuries. They say she was very scared, of course, but generally unhurt by all of this. As for this big mess you're looking at, the car is still there. They're going to leave this here overnight. They stabilized it for now, but they're going to come back tomorrow to try to take all of this down. And this is not the only part of just this general area of St. Pete where they're cleaning up damage. Our team coverage continues now with Rebecca Medina.
Just take a look at all of this debris left behind by the storm. The business owner told me tonight what happened to the actual building. The damage could actually mean financial ruin for him.
I'm just fortunate I wasn't here, you know.
Shattered was the roof on Dan Abbott's business after an early evening storm ripped through St. Petersburg Tuesday. A storm so powerful, the window on the front of the building was blown out, forcing Dan to board it up for the night.
I said, let me go see. And they said, no, you can't go in. I said, come on, guys, let me go in. No.
Firefighters kept Dan from going in because there was several inches of rainwater inside. And with electrical equipment, it just wasn't safe. But Dan said he's almost afraid to see the damage because he doesn't have insurance.
I came here in '96, and my dad was here in '82, '85. It's been a while.
The family business will now be shutting its doors. Dan said the economy has taken its toll on the gasket manufacturing business. He told me the storm is finally pushing him into full-time retirement. And Dan Abbott told me tonight that he'll be back here early Wednesday morning to assess the damage inside and then realize just what it means to cut your losses. Reporting in St. Pete, Rebecca Medina, ABC Action News.
Crews are out tonight in Hernando County, removing uprooted trees and downed power lines. Check out this picture we received from our viewer, James in Brooksville. That is a tree ripped right out of the ground. And I think this kid's expression and hand gestures say it all. Wow. Hernando County emergency officials say high winds also damaged nearly 24 buildings. And once again, our viewers are sending us proof. This is a home in Spring Hill on Godfrey Avenue, where you can see the roof will need to be repaired or replaced altogether thanks to today's storm. Here's a side view of the house, what it looks like. High wind ripping off the patio awning there and tossed around like some patio furniture there. Thankfully, no one was hurt by all of that flying debris. To track severe weather in your area anytime and to send your damage photos in to us, you can head over to abcactionnews.com/weather.